All right, let's dig into this one. It's taken a while, so let's have a little go with this.
Yeah.
So with life, yes,
Yeah.
we have a small percentage of awakened beings, vessels, yes,
Yeah.
and there are a larger amount that are not. So you could say animals, yes,
Yeah.
nature, stars, planets.
Yeah.
They all sing a song, but not the same song that you are receiving. So they are trapped in a ratio or a paradigm, it would be known as calculated. Remove humans from the equation for a second,
Yeah.
and we just look at animals. They are only going to live predictably. They are going to evolve,
Yeah.
and so if we call that evo, and they are going to adapt.
Yeah.
So this is predictable. So they are going to evolve and then adapt to that evolving ratio, yes?
Yeah.
And it is predictable that they are going to have fluctuations within their timelines, and they're going to reach an end point. So they're going to have a start point,
Yeah.
although it is an illusional start point. Their start point started way, way back over here. Building blocks. So if we call that BB.
Yeah.
So the building blocks that created them started long ago. But their initial starting point of what we understand it to be, beyond the building blocks, beyond where that came from, other planet systems and everything else, from other life forms that tried to get together but didn't, but had enough time. Building blocks have an X amount of time with the same ratio that then scatter, and then these can build again with a little bit more time. So if they only existed from here to here, wherever they may have been, they would have only have got to a certain point of evolving, coming together. It took time. Not time as you understand it as an, oh shit me, look at this clock, I gotta be somewhere. No, it's more like the time is now. And every now moment. And what's now moment? Now is being able to utilize the time to evolve and adapt.
Yeah.
And have enough time to adapt to the evolving ratio. So depending on where they started, at what time they came together, blah 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 in that now ratio, and then they go into suspended animation, torpor, shut down where they can't do it, and then particular season they rise up and grow in abundance and then shut down. In that time that they are awake, they learn. They learn, adapt, and evolve. And it's learning from environment versus what you are versus this back and forth, yeah? Now, to pull that off for a second. You don't need to look down at that. That's fine. And then if they rendezvous with another system somewhere else, they are going to do the same thing again, until they reach this point here, which is the start of what we understand it as life. Meaning that if we remove humans, but you become just eyes, you animals, nature. Very they have a star and they have a planet. But in that ratio, they are dependent on the planet, the Iron Fist, and they are dependent on the star. They are also dependent on nature and other life forms.
Yeah.
So they are going to, predictively, I can predict this, that they are going to fluctuate and they're going to dip and they're going to fluctuate and dip, fluctuate and dip. So we could say the peak of a hot age is also going to cause them to dip. The line itself is here. This line here is harmony. That is ample operating capacity. Full capacity is this line here. When they get above here, you think that, oh, look at that, it's really good. No, 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 it's not. Because that's associated with a hot spike, and it doesn't work very well. And this is associated with a cold spike. Hot age, cold age, hot age, cold age, bounce from between two of those factors, and you have an optimal, harmonious operating function that they can grow the biggest, the fastest, the best in this ratio here, the middle, the medium. Another way to look at it is this way.
Yeah.
Too hot and too cold, but then there is just right. This means that life expands the most in this ratio.
Yeah.
The chances of that happening on a planet that is constantly changing is intermittently, and it's interrupted and disrupted. However, both sides trigger a change in the way that life is going to evolve and adapt. So we could take it, reptiles. Cold-blooded, not too good in cold climates. Massive ice age, not good for cold critters, let's say. Cold-blooded critters. Warm-blooded critters, that's really good. Yeah, we pump out more heat than you receive. Wonderful, you're going to evolve into that. But somewhere along the line, both of them meet in the middle, where it's not too hot, but it's hot enough, and it's not too cold, but it's cold enough. Both life forms in that ratio, both of them grow in abundance. Are you following me so far?
Yeah.
So this is animals, and then you can calculate with that ratio that over this many perfect moments, and here as well is also a perfect moment. With this many perfect moments, you can calculate the over a star lifetime or a planet lifetime, that the life forms are going to grow to X amount. They may go slightly more and slightly less, but roundabout they're going to reach here. And they could reach here. They're not going to be any lower than this, and they are not going to be any higher than that. Once the planet is done, beyond repair, beyond what the star can give, they cannot leave the planet. Not in conventional understanding of leaving. But it's not wasted, because when the planet goes, their building blocks will scatter and will rendezvous with other building blocks, and they will create new life. Now, it's going to be more intelligent, but once again, based on what collides with what rendezvous with who, and which ones are compatible with the other, will determine how far the next life forms will go on this graph, and how more advanced they will go. But it's very slow. You can understand that this is slow progress. Humanoid. Now, humanoid is not looking like humans, not at all. Some may do things in very different ways. Let's do it like this. No eyes, no ears, but can still see and can still hear. Just not in a conventional understanding. It looks a bit like a tooth, but oh well, who cares? These life forms are given the ability only because it has been given, not evolved. Given. Any one of these life forms can be awakened. We're doing it with some plants right now. You've seen that these plants are awake during the winter. You've seen that? You're watching that. And they are thriving. While all the other plants around the vicinity have closed down for winter, these ones have not. That's the power of being awoken. That is what awoken is. These ones will keep learning, and they will keep being awoke. And when they are, They are going to evolve. What are they now going to evolve into? Cold climate. They shouldn't even be awake. The one thing is, have you noticed how much food they produce when they've been awoken? You've experienced it. And it tastes like nothing you've ever tasted before. They grow bigger than anything you've ever seen before. And they are hardy now. They're getting there. To cold and now hot climates. Drought and overly damp. That's being awoken. They're still not awoken too far because they can be awoken further and further and further. Now, this can be done at any time with any life form. Any. And any are more capable and some are less capable in certain aspects to achieve certain things. Now we add in a variable, as we would call it. We're going to call it that because I've heard that a lot. So as opposed to life forms being natural, in the natural understanding, unplayed with, yes? Not played with, not awoken, this is the trajectory. It still happens, but it's slow. Slower. Only in comparison is it slow. There's a way to speed this up. And it's awaken them to fate. Fate says, in the understanding of the line, fate says that you've got a point A to point B. Being unable to do anything about it, left natural, left to function on your own, you're going to reach point A to point B. It's not over, but again, it's slow. Unable to do anything about fate is that one. Miss out fate. Fate is then left in the balance. Humanoids have been given an ability to do something about their fate. Ask the question of how many are there? Then ask another question on top of that. Who got woken to fate first, and who is utilizing that fate awaken ability to do very good and transcend the limits of what have been placed upon them? Some have gone way beyond what's expected, and others have utilized this in a selfish way. Again, it's slow and it defeats the object of ever awakening anything. And that's sad but true, it happens. These numbers appear to be big in comparison to your planet, yes? Humans seem to be everywhere. Not Antarctica and not deserts, but they seem to be everywhere. Not really in space, but seem to be covering the landmass. Well, if they were all floating like ducks, that would be even more. But still, it's very small. So insignificant that it's not even a dot in the whole planet. And the whole solar system here. That's how big you are. As all of your big fucking numbers, that is as big as you are in a universe. But when you dot them about, and in this, that number is so small to the awoken ones. So we could say the awoken ones, if they all came together, would only have this much space, and all the non-awoken ones are going to outnumber you. That's natural, yes? That would be natural if you do nothing about your fate. So if humans choose to do nothing about their fate, it's no waste, to be honest. It's, you know, whatever. Your achievements be your achievements and that's it. Non-existent, there you are, done. Finished, over, right? It requires teaching. So when we understand about the sun, right? Let's say if you were not guided, if humans were not guided, and they were doing all of this shit for themselves. Do you know what happens when they do stuff for themselves?
No.
Let me give you an example. So they would fly into a star, yes? And have no concept of star. When they saw life forms flying into a star unguided, other humans would look at it and think they've teleported. But something in you makes you question, makes you ask, did they teleport? Or did they die? Did they end it? Or did they live? You are questioning these things all the time. You're ruled with an iron fist. This is the iron fist. So to hate one side of the nation versus the other, no, because actually both are correct. It's a bit like saying that Einstein said it was a static universe and Edwin Hubble said that it was all expanding. Both of them are correct. Both of them. They are both right.
Yeah.
Iron Fist versus democracy. They are both right. The Iron Fist is, you will come to the planet. You don't pick when you're born. Your parents somewhat do, but do they? Really?
No.
Not really. The amount of times that they have to do it in order to achieve it, some straight up, some not so. It's not so fingerprint. So that's not a choice. You are told when you are going to die. You may be able to slow it down or speed it up. But again, when it's over, it's fucking over. Until something in you teaches you that it's not. But again, responsibility for that, because that is a responsibility. To teach it to individuals that do nothing but kill each other, and the ones that want to control everybody, will maim most of their population and cripple them just enough to cause their life to be a misery. They're already doing it with fate. So to look at that and calculate very quickly, do humanity deserve better gifts? No, because you abuse the very little that you have. In order to stack yourselves up and push other people down, you are already doing the very thing that without asking or needing a vote, because you know no different and you know no better and you won't see any better, changes come from you changing yourselves.
Yeah.
And looking at it and thinking, is this a gift? Is this a fluke? Is this all just one big fucking fairy tale? Well, it's up to you. Believe whatever you want. However, something is saying, no, you don't deserve it. No, you don't deserve what you have anyway, because look at the way you treat it. You don't treat it like it's precious. You treat it like it's yours. You treat it like it can be dominated over other people. The Iron Fist part of it, it makes sense, right? You will eat. You will require an atmosphere. You require a place to shit and piss. Do you have democracy on that? Well, no. You've got an Iron Fist. There is a consequence to not operating in this way. But you do have a choice. Can you refuse to eat?
Yeah.
Yes. Can you refuse to eat? Can you refuse to drink? Can you refuse to urinate?
Yeah.
Can you refuse to shit?
Yeah.
So you can refuse all of these things. That's democratic. That's your choice. Could you take a knife and cut off your wrist? That's democratic.
Yeah.
You can. You can take it and cut it off if you wanted to.
Yeah.
And then pain makes you go, not sure. Do you really want to do that? And some people, they can fight that. They can override that pain threshold. They can just
You can jump from a mountain.
jump from a mountain. Well done, yes.
You can drown if you
Drown.
jump into water, don't know how
So
to
the
swim.
Iron Fist says that you will not go underwater for long periods of time.
Yeah.
That you must come up. Doesn't mean that you can't do it. It means that you must abide by certain rules in order to stay existing.
Yeah.
What if all humans were to get the bright idea that we're all going to go underwater and try and live like fish?
There would be no humans.
Then there would be no humans. What stops you from doing that, I wonder? Yourselves, each other, your common sense, your knowledge, or a force that is far more aware of what you are doing and uses your thought to teach you, to educate you in your own way, to say, probably not going to do that. That's a divine force that guides everyone. Like it or lump it, just because you're not looking, it still guides you. If it decided to change you through evolution, you got anything you can do about that? Oh, you might be able to try and manipulate it or delay it, but it will still find a way. You may think that you're beating it in your mayfly existence. But the problem is you're not around long enough to know whether it worked or not.
Yeah.
Whether it was successful or a complete, big, utter fucking failure. Catastrophic failure. Can you prevent getting ill? You may be able to prolong it, but future says otherwise. And you don't live long enough to know whether it works or it doesn't.
Yeah.
Right now, you could be doing lots of things that are severe, that have dire consequences for the future. And you may not care about that, but there is a force that does. And at any means necessary, it will stop you. Iron fist, and there's nothing you can do about it. Are you in control of the biome? Are humans in control of the biome?
No.
No, all they are in control of is their fate. And even then, they need to be taught. These gifts, animals, would they run into a fire? Would they run into a star? Okay, but if we put animals in space, what would they do? Moths. They'd fly into the star. Would animals, what would they do in space? They would die.
Yeah.
Hence why they are operated by the confines of the planet. Their instructions come from the thing that you live on. They see it, they know it, they receive it, they know how to operate in it. Take them out of it and they do not know how to operate in it. They accidentally appear to know how to operate in it. That's why any human that compares themselves to an animal is ridiculous. You are delusional. You're comparing yourself to an animal that if we remove the platform being the planet from, will not survive a shitting hell outside of the construct. And you want to compare your minds to an animal. Okay, right you are. That is an interesting thing. The difference between humans and animals is if you take humans out of the environment, can they create their own environment? Do they know enough? Do they know more than the animals?
Yeah.
So can an animal patch up an injured leg?
No.
Can an animal heal itself from injuries? I'm not on about the small stuff, I'm on about the big stuff. Can animals heal themselves from injury? What about if a deer breaks its leg or a horse breaks its leg? Never mind whether humans want to do this or not. That's a different question entirely. Do humans have the power to fix a horse's leg? Claim they can't, but can they? Yes, they can.
Yeah.
Yes, they absolutely can. Problem is, why would you want to? That's the next. Why would you want to fix a horse's leg once it's broke? It's easier to admit that, once it's this, let's just shoot it. What about the deer? Let's just shoot it. What if it were a dog? Let's fucking heal it like a Roman. What if it was a cat? Who gives a shit? What if it was a rabbit? Who cares? What if it was a fish? It's just a fish. That is a belief system. That's not that you can't do it, that you couldn't fix these. It's just, why would you? Speciesism. What about another human? Well, it depends on status now, doesn't it? Let's say we remove status and we remove all of that fucking crap, because it's bollocks. All of it. Let's say we remove all of that hierarchy crap nonsense that gets in the way and deludes everybody to thinking that we are living our best selves. And we're not. None of us are. Let's be realistic. This is not best self. Stealership. There's no leadership. There's just fucking no best when they don't. They are blindfolded. They are ignorant. They don't want to move forwards. They want to keep everybody in the pen. Problem is, here's something for you to think about, right? This is thinking outside the box. Power waltzes round like it is the most powerfulest thing in the world. Why? Because it's taught itself has taught itself delusion that it is the most supreme being on the fucking universe. when it's not. How? Well, let's say life forms start coming together on the planet before they really know what they are. But there are other life forms that have been in existence for a very long time, know how to traverse the universe. Never mind with their teachings. Their teachings are fundamental. Where did they get their teachings from? Well, a higher power, of course. They would have worked this out. They are intelligent after all, and they would follow it. However, they would know that humans are going to rise up on a particular planet, and these life forms perhaps can be very unpredictable at times, or very predictable in a certain way. The more you come in and experience humans, the more you learn from them, then the more you understand where they're headed. Whether it's good or bad.
Mm-hmm.
Most life forms, and ask yourself this, how many life forms play the act of hierarchy? How many, throughout the whole cycles, over and over again, have played this bullshit hierarchy crap? How many do you think? You think what, humans on this planet are the only ones? Because you can't see it? Nothing will get close to you. Nothing in a barge pole will get close to you. However, doesn't mean that they haven't already loaded your planet with stuff that you call every day. What happens if they figured out your core, and before you knew what you were, they loaded it with a certain type of kill switch? Because they've been following the path a long time. They know that you will end up getting this way because it's predicted. Because of how many other life forms have done it. What if they've loaded your planet already? And you'll say that we would see them. No, you wouldn't. No, you would not. One is you have to see an attack coming. This one was already pre-opted before you even knew what you were. Before you got unlocked. Here's something for you to think about, right? On the planet, yes? Nice big blue. You got a boat, yeah?
Yeah.
You got a ship. You're standing here.
Mm-hmm.
You can't see it when it's gone past here with your eyes, yeah?
Yeah.
You can no longer see it.
Mm-hmm.
If you take a telescope and zoom in, it will see the boat and bring it back. And then you keep zooming in until the telescope is no good. And it dips, they say, beyond the horizon. Whatever. If the planet is round or flat, I couldn't really give a shit which one you think it is or what people think it is. It's really irrelevant, to be honest. Light bends. And therefore, light absorbs imagery. Imagery is then bent with the planet. Your eyes are pulling in light. This is called the observer effect. Have you heard about the experiment that if you look at it, it changes the outcome of the experiment?
Yeah.
Yes, because your eyes are pulling it.
Mm-hmm.
You have voids in your eye. They pull in light. It's not just reflecting, your eyes are pulling it in. Because if it was reflecting on teary eyes, it would bounce off. It would reflect off. It would scatter. Oh, honey. So you understand that you can't see past a certain amount. And then there's a capability on this that you have made a tool that you believe is the best thing ever called a telescope, right?
Yeah.
And the same is to be true in space. What happens in the small scale happens in the large scale. There is a limit to what you can create on your planet as to how far you can see in space.
Yeah.
You won't see past it.
Mm-hmm.
Then you think that there is nothing beyond here. Hey, there's a lot of noise in between this. A lot of noise.
Yeah.
Tons of it.
Mm-hmm.
But you can only see to this bracket here.
Yeah.
When you reach this position here, it's going to open up even more.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be able to see now this distance, but to a limit.
Yeah.
And then you'll be able to see even further, even further, even further.
Mm-hmm.
And as you go, the tools will get bigger and bigger. Well, on a planet, you're limited to a size.
Yeah.
You're limited to the vibrations. You're limited to all of the structure, the shady atmosphere. Even if you do this above space, you are limited to the size of an object that you can build.
Mm-hmm.
The instruments have a limit. Everything has a limit.
Yeah.
A limit to what you can see. Your eyes can only see so far. Telescopes will only be able to see so far, but it isn't the full picture of everything. Now, let's say we have life forms that have been around much longer and they no longer live on shitty little planets anymore. And therefore, how big are their tools? Remember, you're limited to resources to what you can build. You can't build anything bigger than what you've got. And even if you could, you would have to convert every single bit of what you walk on and make a sacrifice to utilize this stuff to create something in order to see deeper into space. And even then, it's going to limit you. Oh, it must be it then. Well, until you go to another planet and start getting more resources and expand your capabilities even further and then be able to see even further. But then you've got a limit. Now you've got another limit. You're limited to your solar system. Fuck me, now you're limited to 2 star systems, 3 star systems worth of resources. And yet you can still see more and more and more. But you don't get there by sitting on your planet and what, claim to see it all? Well, fucking hell, mystic mechs, mystic humans, better pull out your fucking crystal balls and shine them up and tell me the future. Ah. And you mean to tell me that that would be able to see a threat that was incoming? A threat, if there was such a thing. And you mean to tell me that life forms that are further away, that have left their planet and understand that there is an abundance to learn, cannot see you from further distances away, watch how you operate, see who you are and what you do to each other, and then give you a massive red tape around your visual scope so that you cannot see them. Now we make hierarchy seem more insignificant than a speck of dust floating in the abyss. You see how hierarchy is just an illusion. It's just something fairy tale that we tell each other to feel safe. And safety is an illusion. And let's hope and pray that they ain't nothing like you. Because if it is, they would never need to make the first strike. They've already won in knowing it. What if they've laced your planet up with shit before you got together? They're older than you, more wiser, more traversed and more travelled. You tell me. Now, let's take away the fear factor, because this is probably making people fucking zone out like shit right now. Come back to me, don't get scared. There's no need to be fearful. No one would teach you shit. No one would tell you anything unless they wanted to help.
Yeah.
Just remember that. Threats do not reveal. Threats conceal. And it's very visible. Let's say we're going to reverse this because it makes humans feel a lot better, rubs their egos down for them, a bit like this whiteboard, even though it's not a whiteboard, it's an Egyptian picture that I use as a whiteboard. That will do. Oh, it's delusional, whatever makes you sleep better at night. I probably wouldn't go to sleep in a universe that is hostile as you lot. You would never see a threat incoming, ever. What if they planted something in your star? Anyway, let's stop there, because that's enough. I can keep going with this hierarchy crap, and I can demolish it very quickly until it becomes nothing. And then, what happens if you've got travelers that come here? And they don't just travel to you, they also travel to the others. And you've pissed them off. Just you remember that. Just remember it and think about it, because death is not the end. Well, not for all. Think about it. Humans are spacebound in this model. Humans are the ones that are traveling. Humans are the ones that woke up to it. No, we won't go there just yet. We're going to go another way first. We're going to look at Jesus, and we're just going to use Jesus as the example, and Galileo and different things like that, okay? So we're going to go Jesus. It's Christmas, right? It's supposed to be a birthday. Pagan tradition taken over by religious traditions because manipulation looks great. All right, let's go with Jesus. So, remember the fate. Humans are capable of altering their fate. They're also capable of altering the fate of animals. So, let's say the fate line of animals we're going to do in green, yes?
Yeah, okay.
They can't do anything about their fate, but they can do something about their fate with inside the constructs. And we've got humans, yes?
Yeah.
Now, without humans, and I don't want to use humans, I want to use humanoids, because some actually care about everything and not just one particular individuals around. They care about everybody. What's the word? Everyone. Every single thing and person and everything is cherished beyond anything you can imagine. They show so much respect for one another and everything and this gift of life. And therefore, whatever this higher power is, they are show much respect to it. They understand that it's there to teach, challenge, and help them evolve forwards. Not dominate, not take hierarchy. At the end of the day, it's your choice. You would have ended here not being awoken, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Humans then have the ability to take everything inside that fate tube, and where it was supposed to end here
Mm-hmm.
and drop down,
Yeah.
humans can keep on taking it up.
Mm-hmm.
They can also take the animals, nature, everything else with them on this path.
Yeah.
Remnants of the star and planets. Remnants of it. Resources that would have been chopped, refined, and made back into other stars and then changed somewhat. You can take these fossils with you, the fossilized star. Humanoids. Where does it end? Well, that's up to you, really, isn't it? So we understand that there is a cut-off point would have been here. The unpredictable ratio here. Where does it end? Well, where do you want it to end? Does it have to end? Can it keep going? Can it last longer? Can you collect more remnants? Can things become more sentimental? Can you build bigger structures? Yes. You see, the thing is, with humans, humanoids, they're small. Larger amount of everything else is so small. Look at it. Such a small amount. Even the physical shit that makes up this biome is tiny. Compared to the empty nothingness that is viewed as nothing, it's also the same. It's very little. But, and I do say this, the Earth would only give you a capacity of humans of this much.
Yeah.
Animals would only come up to this much. That's your limit. That's your iron fist. You will create no more here. That's your limit.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's say that's your limit to fate line here. But if you got together and expanded this, found the gases, so let's say we took the gas from Mars. We take Martian gas, yes?
Yeah.
Let's say it is just CO.
Mm-hmm.
CO2, yeah?
Yeah.
And you take that gas, and you take the resources from the planet, and you build more habitats.
Mm-hmm.
Where does this number increase? Well, the animals are going to be more, nature's going to be more, and you can be more.
Yeah.
Not only do you have the nations on your planet, all of those, let's take all of those. China, Russia, America, Britain, France, Germany, Ireland, Northern Ireland, Australia. Let's take all of these. Some of these nations are very small. Let's take Ireland, yeah?
Yeah.
That's small, yeah?
Yeah, it is.
What if Ireland could have the potential to expand bigger than Germany, Russia, and America? What if it have the potential for the people there that are limited to the land mass that they have?
Mm-hmm.
If everyone's all national and no one's allowed to leave it, and then isn't Ireland limited to the space that they have, the resources that they have, and the capability to grow food in that particular area that they have, or trade, but trade relies on something else. Even if they were to trade with EU and partner with it, Republic of Ireland can only expand so much, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't it be great if the Republic of Ireland has potential to expand bigger than all of the nations across the world? Now you think about that for a second. So we would take, if you had the resources and you collected them wisely, right? Not played hierarchy with one another. No, because it doesn't work. It only works because it's an illusion where we keep Ireland at a small segment where it looks like a teddy bear looks like a bear being pushed. Have you noticed that with the landmass?
Mm-hmm.
The hands. You ever notice that with maps? They're pictures, and even if you don't look at the maps and look at the ocean, they're also pictures. It's like a puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
Have you noticed that? That these little thing looks like a little teddy bear. I have one actually, and it looks like it's being pushed. It's a very interesting thing. Anyway, so let's say we took Ireland and we had a vote, a world vote. What would happen? Ireland say they want to go and do this. The Republic of Ireland say that they believe that there should be more of this in the world. And then we say, okay, we're a democracy. Let's have a vote. But they're outnumbered by all other bigger nations that don't want it. Where does the vote stand? If Ireland wanted that opportunity, it's going to be a no then, isn't it? When are Ireland, Republic of Ireland, going to ever have a true say in anything while their numbers are limited? They're not. Are they worthy? Yes. Is anybody else worthy to have that decision-making process? So how can you have a democracy when the numbers are not correct? Now let's say if we equalize all nations and we build up the small ones to the size of the big ones. Now Ireland says we want this. Is there half a chance now, with the numbers being all equal, that people are going to vote more in favour? And they're not going to be a small minority among a majority?
Yeah.
In order to do that, that means we need space, and we look at the biggest continent on the planet. Because true life forms would do this. And then we would ask all of the military around the world, what do you want to do? Keep doing this, diminishing life, crushing it, killing it, making it suffer? Because that's what we got are the leaders at the moment. It's suffering. It's misery. Not all of it, don't get me wrong, but a large amount of it. And the way the structures are. And you want to sit there and tell me that that's a good life when you get to the end of it? Oh yeah, we live really fucking well. You didn't. You ever want to live like a king? You'll never live like a king. Wouldn't that be nice to make those decisions, wouldn't it? If kings do make decisions, it's moved since then. It used to be kings. Now it's governments, yeah? Wouldn't it be nice to be able to have that authority? But you can't. Because the gates are stopped and stuck. And if they say no, it's fucking no. Majorities, minorities, it's all fake. What would we need to do in order to level up properly every single nation? Well, we calculate the biggest landmass that there is. And I believe, so far in maps, it's a toss-up between America, South America, but I think it's more Serbia, Russia, and China is the biggest landmass, isn't it? If I'm not mistaken. Asia, Russia, Siberia, and then it comes down a little bit as well, so EU as well.
Russia, China, yeah. That's big, yeah.
Then this would join on Poland's and different things like that. France, would it come down as far as that? Is there any breaks in it? Suomi, Finland, Sweden, are these all connected to the same landmass?
Yeah, they are like, there's the sea, but they are connected sort of to Russia from that side. Yeah.
Okay, so we would say that that is the biggest landmass on the world then.
Yeah.
So far.
Asia and Europe together, yes.
Asia,
they are connected, yes.
Russia, is it still classed as Asia?
That is Asia and Europe together. And Russia is involved.
Finland, Suomi?
Yeah, that's Europe, yeah.
That's not Asia though, is it?
No.
What would we call that? Landmass, Norwegian?
Yeah, that's in Europe.
So
yes.
still
Scandinavia
Europe.
is
Europe.
European.
So
Yes.
that's a huge amount, right?
Yeah.
So that's interesting. So those votes are going to be very different to Ireland. And Ireland is Republic of Ireland. I don't know if there's anything any smaller than that. Channel Islands?
Yeah, probably Monaco is the smallest, or Liechtenstein. That's not even kingdom. That's just
Which nations is your money on at leveling up first? Based on restricted landmass with the territories that have been taken over, and they say, these are mine.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Oh, that's interesting, that. Anyway, is there on the earth then ever going to be any potential to exceed that limit? No.
No.
Can you exceed the amount of water purification based on the planet doing it naturally? No. Is there enough rivers, water to drink, water to store in you? Is there enough places to live and grow food? No, there really isn't. Then we could say, well, let's start taking out the salt water then. Problem is with that it causes it's pushing down a lot of pressure on some very nasty shit.
Yeah.
And it's keeping it there. That gets released and it will expand your atmosphere. If you expand your atmosphere, water is a very beautiful thing. It can become steam, but it can also condense and it can also collect. If this process didn't work, your atmosphere would expand so big you would be bigger than Jupiter by now. If water evaporated, the atmosphere would puff up, all life would be dead. It's another thing, again, meteorites. Each time a meteorite hits into your planet, because it's made of water, it vaporizes the ocean, which you think is not that bad. Life does not die from the meteorite impact. It's compression death. The life forms reach compression death because the water, if it hits water, it's much more deadlier than it is if it hits landmass. It vaporizes, which it doesn't vaporize. It causes the water to very quickly turns the liquid into a gas. This then causes all life that is not big, the smaller stuff, gets crushed. That is instantaneous death to most life. How much pressure can humans take before they die? It's not a lot. Meteorite that comes in and hits a load of ocean water, which causes your atmosphere to expand. It does go back down again, but don't get me wrong, when it puffs up, there is no monitoring system on the atmosphere. You can't see it because you've run away with it and you haven't listened. No one is listening. If you were to take a satellite that orbited around the moon and it could get a good capture of Earth's atmosphere, it would see this, that each year that goes by, your atmosphere is getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And the more bigger it is becoming, you are evolving in this, don't get me wrong, but it is making you much, much more harder for you to leave for space. Because the pressure, you're going to require more pressure. If there's a meteorite come in and it happens very quickly and it hits your ocean and it vaporizes a large amount of salt water, your atmosphere will expand very quickly. When it does that, most of you are dead. If not, all humans will be dead. You won't cope with it. Then you'll have narcosis happen. Because the pressure doesn't stay big for long. It then drops too quickly. When it begins to drop at a fast rate, it's like coming out of the ocean really quickly. You ever wonder where most of your mental health come from? There is one. You are expanding the atmosphere and putting pressure into the atmosphere by converting liquids into gases. This has other knock-on effects. This causes the skin of your atmosphere. If your skin is at 10%, and your atmosphere is at 90% of the gases, and you expand them to 120%, you've just minused off your ozone down to 1%. These are not exact calculations, but I'm giving you an example. 30% more of other gases create ozone to go as thin, to the point where if it goes any thinner, it starts looking like clotted cheese with the holes in it, patchwork. This knocks out a balance that then causes another balance. Energy particles from the star are entering in. It is one layer of defense is your magnetic field. Correct. Absolutely. But what happens when your atmosphere exceeds the bounds of your magnetic field? You got to think about that for a second. The atmosphere can puff up so much that it would swallow the moon.
Yeah.
In fact, some remnants should be there.
Yeah, they are, I think. Yeah.
There would be a small percentage of oxygen, there would be a small percentage of this, and this. This tells you about primordial Earth's atmosphere. And when a meteorite comes in, it overpressurizes. Ocean life dies, most of it dies. This is a catalytic or catastrophic extinction event. Water goes very different in a high pressurized environment. It becomes thicker. When you've vaporized it, and another knock-on effect will happen. Meteorite hits your ocean. It will evaporate large amounts of your ocean. This will then release a large amount of methane.
Yeah.
These ingredients that then stop the star from influencing your planet, it disrupts the balance. So you see how planetary science is, you are so susceptible. You are so susceptible in Earth for catastrophe, you're a sitting duck.
Yeah.
That's why control always leads to its own demise. Always. Always, always, always. You should always ask yourself, if we're doing this, has it ever happened before? Then ask yourself another question on top of that. Did they survive? Take an example of a meteorite comes and you've got modules everywhere and you propel away. You go sideways. This is coming towards you. You move out of the way. If it does hit a few of the modules, it's not that bad. Your more chance of survival is out there than it is here. Now, remove the modules and a meteorite comes and hits your main module called a planet. These knock-on effects have knock-on effects that have knock-on effects that then change the environment. This then triggers extinction events, massive ones. Next life forms that are hardy enough to take it. It moves room for growth. The universe isn't going to cry about what is lost. No, because it pulls out its pen. And the higher forces come down metaphorically, not literally, and they get to play. They don't cry. They don't mourn it. They say, what opportunity is this? And we've got the remnants here. How can we make these so that they come together? You see, the thing is, it's already been calculated if that happens. The steps are already in place.
Yeah.
The next life forms that rise up will be more intelligent. They will be built off of your remnants. And they will be given to the other life forms that might even be awoken. And then the process starts again. There's no tears in this. There's no mourning what is lost. Because the destruction was very brief. The creation now is long lasting. Is there more ways to do something about this? Is there more lessons to be learned from the ones that got lazy? Do we need to omit certain things from their brain? Because it will be learned that this control, although so superiority, right? That it will be learned. Everything in you will hold this knowing that what you did caused you to die. And you chose to ignore it. You may be ignoring it, but I can assure you everything in your being is marking this.
Yeah.
And it is logging it. And as it's logging it, when you meet your demise in an event like this, if you let it, and that's a choice, again, it's democracy. You do what you want, believe what you want, feel what you want, get people to bullshit it, get people to narrate it for you if it makes you feel better. It's not going to change anything. It's just going to change your mindset. But it isn't going to change what's going to happen. You can dress this up any way you want. After all, this is just a tree of knowledge. Decorate it however makes you feel better. All of that in you is gonna start utilizing where it all went wrong. And it's going to ask a very important question. How do I stop this from happening again? If it tried to stop it in you, but you didn't listen, it just waits. It doesn't need to do anything. It can just wait. It waits till the time becomes right. You're already in this mindset that's very dodgy and dangerous anyway, so, oh well, your loss, another life form's gain. And they can be omitted. This type of ability that allowed you to get this way in the first place, it's been learned in the brain. That brain failed. That body failed. All of these things that it thought failed. Now, where's the success in that? Well, maybe if we did it like this, removed a bit of this, some other things were a bit more freer. Well, these ones can come together here. This one can be put over here. All right, let's build this up. All right, now let's just not line our ducks up in the same basket. Someone else is already making that, and this, and this. Which one's going to produce the more outcome on this that's going to lead to something as opposed to this? And then if it happens again when in space, don't worry, it will be learned. And then it might seed another planet. Because this is just a beautiful thing about life. It is far more creative and cunning than anyone would ever give it credit. I'll just say, nah, it's just a fluke. No, there's a lot gone into those flukes. So, we look at Ireland, because I like Ireland, Republic of Ireland, and let's have a look at it. How can we make them more than what they are? So far, humanity has taught you very well. How do we make things smaller? How do we remove money? How do we kill life forms? How do we make people suffer? How do we make them insignificant? How do we make ourselves on top? And every other nation is suffering in this, although they don't realize it. Rather than the nations going, how can we make ourselves more expansive? How can we make ourselves more visible? How can we put ourselves in more control? Well, the answer to that is you need numbers. Without numbers, meh. You're a very small minority in a group of loads of shouting people that have got more people around them so they can flex around you. They can blow you up at any time. Oh, there you are. That's not saying that you're incapable of doing it. It's just dominating you. How do we get rid of that? And then what would we see? So we look at the solar system and we think, right, okay, there's carbon there. All right, there's some metal in that one. Okay, there's some metal over there as well. Oh, fucking hell. There's also some water over there. There's moisture on this one. If I take that gas and this gas and pressurize it together, we can make water. Water's good for what? Well, growing life. What about soil types? Well, we've got soil here. Can we grow it hydroponically in a new type of medium, and eventually the plant will start taking in nutrients because it will learn into this new medium that it's in? It's still got the building blocks that it usually utilizes, but now it's got this extra stuff in it. Maybe it will fail in some, but in some it will be a great success. Give it time. Give it many different biomes of different soil content. From anywhere, whether it's sand or not. We can hydroponic this because you've got to add in a little bit of your knowledge. And then we look and we think, how can I make Ireland bigger? Well, I know that we need some platform. Okay, that's good. I know that we need this carbon ratio. I know that we need plants, and I know we need food. We need a bit of heating and cooling, but the star's going to last longer than the planet itself. Well, then I begin to build it, right? I begin to build something that makes Ireland even more bigger, and the people get to rely on that, even if they did it slowly, right? So let's say if Ireland made their own space program, well, they'd start sending massive fucking rockets up. Well, they could send little ones up, actually. They don't have to use fuel, but they could use a fuel that could be recycled. That's an interesting thing. And they go and collect a load of carbon from Mars, some metal from there. If they just build a few bots and utilize them correctly in order to make their nation much more better than it already is, and then they build a module, a big one, that's capable of producing lots of food. Now that gets you some of the way there. Sure, it does. We also need a bit of gravity as well. How can we artificially make gravity? Terry, magnetism. This is artificially done. Pulleys and magnetism, you can make gravity. You can make gravity on the moon. If there's less, you can make more. It's a very interesting thing, though. You've got to piece a few things together, but you can make it. No problem. Bodybuilding is also amplifying gravity. It's just done in a very, very strange way, right? serves no purpose on the earth. It just makes you really big, and you need to eat more, then you need to shit more, then you need to just, oh my fucking, you should just take some steroids. You might as well, fucking hell, get there in the end. You need a lot of fuel to fuel that. For what? Looks. Look at you. Yeah, I know. Did you know if I eat the same chemicals that you're putting all that in, I can get just as big as you, if not bigger, but I don't know what it would achieve. So, you know, it's not exactly doing something that we all can't fucking do. What happens if we all took it? What happens if we were all bodybuilders? Who's above who then? No one. Oh, that was a waste of time then. Well, look at that. We can all be equal in something. So we go and we grab these modules and we make all of this habitat. We can expand Ireland to be bigger than the UK, then bigger than America, and then bigger than Russia, EU, and everything else. More people means more grabbing, means more doing, means more operating, means more thinking. And then we start seeing pioneers growing. There's a way to do it. They don't want to be all out hungry for dominance. They don't care about anybody else, although they love everybody else. And if anyone else was suffering, they send loads of food down because they'd have the capability to do it. There's a right way to do it, and it's with love. It's with lots of love for one another, each other, and have massive amounts of respect. They know that all of them are worthy. Each and every single one of them are worthy and capable. And they cheer and chariot each other on. They're not focused on what else is going on. They're focused on themselves and going inwards to build themselves upwards. Could you imagine if you converted islands, small islands, into many platforms that went higher? Remember, everyone's looking about landmass to extend it outwards. But what happens if you start extending it upwards? You found a way to utilize the starlight to come through and shatter across each of the biomes. In there, you've got houses and beautiful streets that are lit up and also protected from the elements, I might say. On Earth, you're also flood-proof as well. If it starts filling up, you just come up a few layers. Come on, yeah, we got fucking room for you. Come on, you're part of family. Come on. Yeah, you sure? Yeah, absolutely. We got loads of room. And if we don't, we make it. Why? Because we know we can. And you start building upwards, 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 utilizing the sun that comes. Just get it to scatter across. You can grow food in it. What's more, you've made a temporal environment that, you know, when we was talking about that ratio that goes up and down, 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 yeah? And then there's that middle, because it's, let's say it's cold, it's too hot, it's too hot, it's too cold. Yes, and then there's that middle ratio that is the optimal ability for life. Yeah. Did you know nature lives on it as well? Yeah. Nature lives on it. It needs a happy medium. Not too hot, not too cold. Not too hot to create loads of bugs, not too cold to kill it, but enough to keep the numbers down at a right ratio. Wind is good for plants. Unfortunately, you'll need to create some sort of breeze in there, but if it isn't a brrr and it isn't a too whoo sort of breeze, and you get it just right, this creates the branches. Although, I would be hesitant to do it that way. I would do it half and half. Some of it, you're going to have to learn to create your own strength without the wind. You'll be surprised. Why is it that trees in the middle of the forest seem to be more thicker than the ones on the outside of the forest? Weird. Seems like they get less wind and they grow bigger, and the ones on the out get lots of wind and they seem to grow a bit thinner than everything else and are more damaged. Anywho, because they're trying to make the environment a bit like penguins, I suppose. If they take the battering season and the next tree grows beside it and the next one, you know, they all got to take their battering season before they take their Tudor season, and they stand there with their little flexing, doing their little poses as they do. Trees definitely pose. Pay attention to them. Look at the way they do that. Go on, take a picture of me. Look at me. I know, you are a fucking fine specimen, you are. Fucking tree. Anyway, so when you put life forms in this happy medium, have you ever noticed how much their numbers boom? Yeah. When conditions are amicable, let's say. I don't know if it's right. Ample. Yeah. Do you notice how their numbers fucking... And you might think, oh, that's a really bad thing. No, that's a really good thing. Because if their numbers boom, that means your numbers get to boom. And all you did was make them see how selflessness works. You nurture them, and they explode in numbers and feed you more so that your families explode. Huh. Isn't that weird? It's not like fucking I'm gonna chop you all fucking down. Why? Because I am fucking king. I am gonna diminish you all, set fire to all of you bastards. Wah! And you're like, fuck me, I'm hungry, Dad, I'm hungry, I know. Ego is just a fucking funny thing, son. I'm still being king. Yeah, but I'm hungry, don't worry about it. Yeah, we'll get used to it. Look at all of this. Look how in control we are. Come here, son. Yeah, but I am hungry, I know. I'm also selfish, so good luck with that. Look at it. We chopped it all down and we removed it all. Fucking right, I own all of this. Look how powerful I am in that destruction. Look how powerful I am. You see how it just doesn't work, right?
No, it doesn't.
Almost automatically printed into your brain that it does not work. Should we chop down all these trees? Yeah, fuck it. We're the only ones. We're superior. You might be cutting down the thing that supported you to be superior. Nah, fuck it. I know best. Come on. Let's keep chopping this shit down. I don't know what I'm doing. I think I'm on one of these bow saws. Someone else is pulling it over there. Soul, can you just get... Yeah, that's it. That's fucking right, Soul. We get on the end of this together. Come on. It's just you and me now. Right? So, you know, it's that kind of all down and it all causes us to go shit. But what happens if we start fucking growing it and making it so selfless, because it is selfless, the tree's like, I'm not going to pay you. I'm definitely not going to pay you. But it actually is going to pay you. It's going to pay you in abundance, right? Going to plant the trees, going to put up these barriers, going to protect you from a bit of the wind. Oh, let's get rid of some of these bugs off you. Look at what they're doing. Come on, fuck off. Some of them can stay though, just some. We're just some, but we can keep your numbers down. Son of a bitch, bastard, spider mite, sons of bitches. Can't you go and eat some fucking flies? What do you eat all this green food for? Come on, look, you're giving science a bad name. They said spiders eat bugs. And you sitting here sucking the sap out of fucking trees and leaves. Look at you. Come on. It's a good job you're microscopic. Everyone will be blushing in textbooks. Spiders have always eaten flies. They have lived and evolved to eat flies. They actually didn't eat flies. They built their webs to get over nature. They used to eat that. Then big bad thing called evolution came knocking on the door. Or extinction. And they were like, how the fuck are we going to eat? All of the fucking green shit's gone. The sweet, where's it gone? That'll do, caterpillar. I like that too. Look at that. I always thought I was a vegetarian. Then I turned into a fucking meat eater.
Vegetarian.
And if they didn't, then the trees will all be fucking fucked now, wouldn't they? They'll all fucking be... You see how big those spiders got as well? Fucking hell, they're going fucking big. Went from this to fucking this. Let's hope they don't get any bigger. And you notice that spider mites are not selfless. They are selfish. Yeah. They will devour the whole fucking plant. Yeah. And I'm like, you do know there's a tomorrow, right? How are you so small and so destructive? You do know there's a tomorrow. Yeah, but we learned from humans. But that wasn't very bright. They devour it all and then they're like... Fucking hell, starvation doesn't even teach you. I don't know what will. And death? So yeah, you've got to kind of take care of these things because they don't know. That's animalistic. To be selfish is animalistic. They don't know where the margin is. Mm-hmm. Some of them do. It's called being bloated after eating, but that don't work with humans. The kings get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Hey, Henry VIII. And they still want more. Usually it make them lazy and they're like, oh, I don't know if I can do that today. I'm fucking... Oh. You got any Rennie? You just gotta understand that. I don't mean it with all kings. I'm sure there's been some great kings. Name one. I don't know. Maybe there's gonna be a change. Isn't that why they all went obsolete? Or because they were pretty damn shit? Yeah. You abusing the power. Yeah. But does it mean that they can learn? Or is it just a game so that we think it's really bad and then we go, we should never have one person running the place ever again? God, fuck off. We can't have one because it didn't work here. Fucking human. I made the humans. I didn't fucking be a human. Well, technically you did. I was a humanoid. I understand that, but still, look at this. For fuck's sake. Extinction! No, 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 no. What? Why? Why? They're all making me look bad. I know. I'll sort it for you, sir. I promise. Anyway, but still, that's kind of besides the point. But yes, spider mites, selfish. Look at what they can do. They can ruin life for everything and everyone.
Yeah.
Fuck, where's that familiar? I noticed that somewhere. Oh, fuck me. Welcome to humanity. You're gonna enjoy this. I'm gonna suck the fucking sap out of you. I don't know if I like that saying. They're gonna act like spider mites. But don't look at spider mites because it ain't their fault.
Yeah.
They are not intelligent. These ones would know better because they are intelligent. Naughty. Just didn't get your asses smacked hard enough when you were growing up. Me, I got it too much, I think. To the point I started to enjoy it now. I miss it.
Turn
Don't
around.
spank me. No, I'm just kidding, but still. Yeah, I shouldn't make jokes of that because it was quite brutal. Oh, we lost my face.
Yeah.
So when building things up and making them big and... you, by being selfless in that regard... So animals, right? They give you some reward in a way, but they give you more rewards than you care to imagine, right? So they also give you meat, but they also give you companionship. They also give you clothing, warmth in numbers, especially in numbers. If you had a lot of livestock and there was loads of snow coming over, especially if we look at sheep and stuff with very fur, just them being in your particular area, okay, they're freaking messy. But they'll keep you warm.
Yeah.
They won't mind sharing some of that fur that won't damage them. They can still take on the cold. But you can add this to you because you look, learn, and think, how the hell are they out there and not even shivering? And they start to maybe dig, looking for something to eat. They probably end up breastfeeding a lot more. What do you reckon? Do you think so? Do you think the animals live longer on that? What do you think they were eating? You don't think they ever turned meat eating?
I don't know.
So you don't think that they were like, oh, look at this dino. Oh, it tastes pretty good. It's a bit frozen, but still, I'd eat it. Most animals can eat frozen food. Did you know that? That's a very fascinating thing.
Dried food.
A dry food and frozen food. That's pretty interesting. Then they got the teeth for it and the claws for it. Take a look at polar bears.
Yeah.
That is no accident. It's like the old eating the carcasses that fall about. Yes, now they kill to create the carcass. The environment didn't shift for them, but if it started turning into wilderness, do you not think they'll evolve like the other bears? They still got the big, they still got they still got the teeth, and they still like a bit of meat now and then, but they'll have some berries maybe. Oh, these are pretty fucking good. Oh, I might fucking eat. Oh, what about this stuff? That's pretty sweet. I think I want the whole fucking hive. No, I don't. I'm going to put it back and just... eat the honey. That's really good. But they're learning. They're learning now this new terrain. And if it goes ice age, well, they're going to find carcasses. They can sniff it out. Well, we're going to eat that. And it works like a freezer. And then they can eat frozen food. Well, I'm surprised that that's what they're really smelling in a house. They might be able to pull open a freezer. Just fucking go in there and have a nosh on that. It will be ingrained into them from a cold climate. I'm almost sure of it. That's why they're able to adapt to both, hot and cold. Best of both worlds, evolving and adapting. Humans should do the same too. That's when the environment is so up and fucking down that you have to make changes. Spider mites right now will turn into colossal fucking spiders pain in the ass bastards later. And then they will eat flies, and then the flies will be like, you know what, I don't know if I like the smell of those spiders anymore. I think I like the smell of that green thing over there. Yeah, that bin, that's a good fucking place to be. Oh my god, I love it in here. Oh, it's so good. You can imagine the life of a fly, man. If they could talk, it would be funny, yeah? Oh my god, I love it. This is wonderful. Oh, do you want to smell some of this? No, I'm alright, thanks. That's my leftover. Oh, you don't know what you're missing. Oh, this is so fucking good. I used to be partial to spider webs. Now, I love this shit. And then spiders are like, what the fuck are we going to do? They're going to have to evolve and adapt again. What are they going to eat next? Well, we've made our webs in drafts. That's not working anymore. Where are we going to go? They'll figure it out, I'm sure.
Yeah, they will.
And the way that they are so accustomed to dew drops. Again, this is from sap. Sap acts the same way. It creates a dew
Yeah.
on the underleaf. If you've seen the way that they eat into it, you can't actually see the mites per se. You can and you can't. The way they drop loads of sap from it.
Yeah.
And I'm also there like, I can see why they do it. Oh, fucking hell, that's pretty good, man. There's loads of it fucking appearing, all this sap. Oh, it's resin, I suppose, but... And we tap into trees.
Yeah.
The same fucking thing. But anyway, if we give a stable environment for things, you see how it booms. So the initial thing with trying to make a stable environment for plants, it created a stable environment for caterpillars. It created a stable environment for ladybirds. It also, and they grew in fucking numbers. And it also gave a stable environment for spider mite. Anthids. What else have I experimented with? Quite a few. And it also created a stable environment for the plant. I mean, I've never seen it fucking shoot so quickly. And it went into this rapid mode of shooting. And that's because of the spider mites. And it was able to maintain that it outgrew what they could eat. And then it began thinking, almost, like it was producing more. Most people say that it would die like that. If it's a weed plant, like a stinging nettle, it will devour it and it will die. But if it's one that is seasonal,
Yeah.
well, I suppose stinging nettles are technically seasonal. But anyway, particular ones, big vines. These ones, not so much of a ratio. And what more, it triggers in the plant. You better hurry up and grow. Hurry up and grow, hurry up and grow, hurry up and grow. And with a little bit of season of it doing this, which you wouldn't usually do out in the wild, it never experienced this. So do you see how you awaken it? Not only do you awaken it to the light that is about, so it's producing in the winter. Oh my word. And berries in the winter, that's a very surreal experience. Everything else is shut down. These things are still producing berry, when by all accounts they should be. And then you think, oh, maybe I need some light. No, just put them on your windowsill. They still continue to produce even on the windowsill. Now, that is fascinating because then it tells you that it's not about light. It's about cold. They don't like the cold. That is a paradigm shift. So we thought it was about light. Or are we being told it's about light? So we keep going to a supermarket to buy food over and over because we can only get it from there. Because look, this shit don't grow in the winter. You see, we had to fly it in from an aeroplane from over here. Wait, what? For a nation that doesn't like spending money, that seems very expensive when you could just grow them in your own fucking back garden. Yeah, in a warm area. Bring them in the house. And it doubles up as an antidepressant. But yet no one wants to do that because that messes with our order. And that is disruptive. I'm sorry to disappoint you. Life is very disruptive. What do you think? If I'm a problem to you, wait until you see a meteorite. You don't know what disruption is. Wait, what? Wait until the land masses start sinking down. You think that's disruption? Just wait. Gee me. You and I have got two different understandings of disruption. But anyway, you begin to build this and then your numbers begin to expand. You become the spider mites. However, you have a different compared to the spider mites. The spider mites do not know limit. They'll eat until they're dead. They eat to the death. Most animals do, by the way. They'll eat till they're extinct. They will overgorge on things. And again, that's because they don't have the ability to understand the climate just changed. Be aware of that. They don't see it. They don't even register it. It does not even... In humans, you've been awoken and the brain has been moved. Okay, you're going to be able to see this. You're going to be able to see that. But not only see it, we're going to give you some thoughts to be able to understand what to do with this information. Because it ain't no good wiring you up to things.
Yeah.
Because if not, you won't know what to do with it. You can get all the sensors in the world, but if you don't know what to do with it, that information that you're seeing, you need to be coached into understanding that type of information. Hence why you teach kids. It's more manipulation these days, but teaching. You encourage slowly to what this sensor does. By and large, life does it itself, really. On the bigger stuff, it's more humans. So the difference between us and the spider mite or animals is that something will happen in the environment, and humans with a thought that comes in and it utilizes inside the brain and it rattles around and they go, if they keep doing that and I don't intervene, we're going to lose them and we're going to lose these.
Mm-hmm.
Or, they are going to evolve. One of them is going to evolve because the other will go extinct. And then if this one survives, it is going to change its food supply.
Yeah.
Now, if it changes its food supply, and depending on what it picks next as a meal, whatever is hunting that, now there's a toss-up between 2 of these now going extinct, if not 3. And then you've just lost 4. If this keeps happening, they can eat until they're extinct because they don't know the ratio. However, if humans got in and looked at that and saw it, they could calculate that. That's what the calculation version is. After all, life has already been calculated. To a degree. And it has to follow a chart of a prediction versus this. But again, it needs insight. It needs to be taught. Democracy. Do what you want with the information. But again, I will warn on that because the Jesus thing, that's still there. So humans can look at that and think, right, how can we do this? Well, there's 2 ways you could do it. You could take the animal that's going extinct and rapidly breed them by making their environment a little bit more better or to what it was in order to save this animal here and these ones. And then introduce these back and then build these numbers up. Then the environment changes again where it goes back to normal. Now you're like, oh, fuck, have I made a problem? Have I created too many? Well, no, because that will iron itself out because those ratio will grow really quickly to meet the demand. These ones will shrink down and then these ones will shrink down and then once again they'll find their balance again. These ones will become cunning and be able to outwit these. They don't catch every meal every single time, so therefore it makes it more harder. And then, are you sure you really are that hungry? Yeah, if I can be asked. I'm going to be a lazy lion today. Yes. Or maybe I'm too busy distracted. I'm thinking about shagging the lioness.
Oh, did
Or maybe the other male, because I want to insert some dominance into it. I think they do this, by the way. It's a kind of very strange behaviour, that. But again, I'm not knocking it. Whatever floats your boat. I can think of another way of getting dominance, but I just think that there's something very strange going on in the world, to be honest. All life forms are not really thinking correctly. So I put this down to an expansion of the atmosphere, and then it's rapidly shrinking back down again. And if it is, then that's causing... I think it's causing psychosis, which is no different from when you come up out of water too quickly.
Yeah.
Nitrogen narcosis, is it called? Divers do it.
Yeah.
The planet is expanding and shrinking very quickly, quicker than it's ever done before. You know, even much as everyone boiling water, you do know that this expands the atmosphere. Temporarily, though, but it causes it to expand very quickly, and then it flattens down, known as moisture and rain and different things like that. That's the beautiful thing about water, is it does move back into its original position. That's why water is associated with life. Because of this, it behaves very differently to anything else. Certain gases or liquids you heat, they release as a gas and stay as a gas. They don't come back together and formulate. Could you imagine if petroleum was burnt and then it condensed and it rained petroleum with the water and everything else, and then it recondensed back into petroleum again, and then you could use it again and again and again, but it doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't.
If it did, then it would expand the atmosphere temporarily and then shrink it. But there would be a limit to how many people could do that. So everyone's got kettles nowadays. Everyone's boiling water. Everyone. And then, yeah, that is doing more. Yes, it's condensing in the immediate vicinity, but we might open a window or we vac it out the house. A dehumidifier puts it back into water again very quickly. Venting it and shoving it outside and leaving it to be an outside problem. 1 or 2 nations doing it, not much of a problem. Fucking every nation doing it, that's a massive problem. Not all of it is condensing in time, and it is staying as a vapor format, and in fact, it's being more so a vapor format. And that's where you understand environmental health are supposed to be protecting the environment, but do not know how to protect the environment because it's just, we just stick an extractor fan on it, fuck it. And then damp houses, this is another one. This doesn't seem like a very big problem until you factor in heating. Heating, sweat, off it goes. And again, it expands your atmosphere. It doesn't all condense very quickly. Only in certain conditions does it condense more readily than it does in others. It takes time. This is going to go through a process now. And in this process, it's going to take some time. Inside a house, it might be a bit quicker. Using a dehumidifier, it's even faster. You're not releasing it, you're holding it, and you're putting it back into moisture that has escaped in order to get the benefit. So these things become very beneficial. They combat the balance. It's all about balance. All of it is about balance. And you want the balances to stay balanced, yes. But in other terms, you want to tip the balance in your favor. Tipping the balance in your favor is this. At the moment, Earth is in not your favor. It's not tipped to your favor, right? You might say it because there's not been an ice age, so it's in your favor, which technically it is and it isn't. Pros and cons. But if you were to bring nature in and grow it, you then start tipping it into your favor. Why? Because it then means that it creates more life in the nature. Yeah. This creates more food. Mm-hmm. If you can create the food so that when one's finished flowering, the other one starts flowering. This one goes in vegetation stage. This one's in flowering. Mm-hmm. This one starts flowering and producing fruits whilst you're eating the fruits of this one. This one's finished on gorging. It goes on rest. This one then is in the flower ratio and has produced the fruit. The next one's on flowering. And then you go back to the other one. This one's already entering in flowering and now it's producing a crop. What you're doing is, one, is you're creating an awful amount of oxygen, perhaps. Balancing some carbon in there as well. Perhaps. But you're now sustaining life. That means that you can not just sustain life, but you can expand. That means that there's more air for you to breathe. Mm-hmm. Interesting. And recycle between one another, which then feeds the process. Also, your waste product, although most people don't think it, plants, nature, actually indirectly eats you. But you don't realize it. It's when you're dead. All of these juices, bodily juices, go into the land. And nature, it sucks it up. It doesn't distinguish, that's a person's nutrients. You are nutrients. You are nutrients rich if you eat the right food. You see, if you eat what nature offers, you balance out what you give back to nature. If you eat chemicals, preservatives, and all of that weird shit, you kill your lands. You poison your lands without ever... And, you might think that you're getting rid of poor people or people with less money because they're worthless, right? You might think that you're doing that, but actually, you're eating the same land, from the same land. And it's only a matter of time before that leaches into your shit. And then you're eating the same chemicals in association. We're going to have to start testing it. You eat it. Let's see if it does anything. Not me, I'm too special. You don't smell that, do you? I do. I smell it wafting from your breath. So you get it? So there's a fine balance and this back and forth. Nature knows how to deal with natural stuff in the grand scheme of things because it came from a star. It's a waste product. So it's pretty much understanding this shit. Knows what to do with it. Iron? Of course. Give it to me. It understands all of this stuff that breaks down. That's nutrients. Yeah, this person over here is a bit of nutrients. What about the animal? Fucking right, mate. That's still nutrients. And a grow root over there. Cemeteries, although they don't seem it, they're very nutrients rich. Most people think that it's not. If you end up burning and cremating everyone, I don't know. That's yeah, you're releasing the nutrients, sure, and you're perhaps puffing up the atmosphere. Remember, death, it all plays a role. You wouldn't notice this unless you're in a space module. What happens if everyone starts boiling water? That balloon, if you put a balloon on it, just in case it pops. Yeah. Inside a balloon, inside a balloon, inside a balloon, that's inside an overall balloon that allows all of these to expand without you needing to decompress or compress the chamber. It just does it naturally. When one starts inflating, it's got a valve that knocks out the air in the module that you're holding it in the empty space. So the balloon is small.
Yeah.
When it starts inflating, that box then inflates into another balloon, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger in order for all of these to inflate, to take the pressure out of the module until whatever condenses, maybe you convert that air in there into water or whatever else, dehumidify, and it drops back down into water and it goes back into the system. That will then take down some of the pressure from the module. But then there will be a limit to how many people you can have in that module that can actually boil water. Because if everyone starts boiling water at the same time and that balloon bursts, then it means that you are straining the structure, because now that air has popped into these. It's hard to explain. So you have an empty box like this with a type of balloon in it, yes?
Yeah.
And in order for this balloon to expand into here, the air needs to go out into another balloon, yes?
Yeah.
And if it has a valve on the balloon, it can slip the air out, which then fills into this one. And if it has a valve, so that, when it's reaching breaking point, and then what you're left with is a super large balloon and a void to allow that all to expand in. And then you don't need to suck air in from anywhere else, and you don't need to push the air out of the module, right? The last thing you want to do is in a spacecraft is push all of that air out. Because then what you need to do is refill that air back into the module. That means that you require a release and a capture. That is not good. What you need to do is recycle the air that is in there. And by doing that is by allowing it to get hot in there, and it's going to expand in gases. Bit like you can learn this from the reason why you have Pluto. There's so much to learn from this. And when it gets closer to the sun and it gets nice and hot, out comes the atmosphere. Oh, well, when Merlin has done with it and it starts moving away from the sun, he's like, rickety, stickety, pickety, hickety, hockety, and then it's all shrinking back down again. And then Merlin's like, you know what? I'm resting for a bit. I've done my work. Oh, wait, hold on a second. It's getting warm. Oh, I can feel my bum warming up. Rickety, stickety, poppity, poppity, whoopity, hoppity, ha. And then out comes the atmosphere again, and then down it goes. Could you imagine if each time it did that it fucked off the atmosphere? Kept blowing it off. Eventually, it'd run out of atmosphere, and it would just turn into a piece of rock. And then you would see it at what time you saw it. If you didn't see it with any gas, you would just assume that this rock was just always like that. But if you saw it losing its gas bit by bit, and it's knocking it out, and there's no way to replace it, because to replace it means you'd have to have more meteorites crash into it. Meteorite landing. Yes, okay. So that comes in and hits in and gives it a little bit more moisture, and a bit more atmosphere. So we understand expansion and contraction based on temperature. Hotter and colder. Now, that's without people boiling water. So in the winter side, could you imagine if everyone was boiling water and fucking you'd see the planet on it's not a planet, is it? It's a dwarf planet, Pluto. In the winter, if there were life forms on there and they started boiling water, you'd see a little bit of an atmosphere puff up. Oh, hang on a minute, why is it doing that? There must be life on there. They must be boiling water. They must love tea. Everyone loves tea. All right, maybe not, but still, so you would see it puff up. But if it went over and towards the sun area and it's really hot and they were still boiling the water, it'd puff up a little bit more. So in your module, in your spacecraft, the same thing would happen. Everyone boiling water at the same time. Perhaps not a good thing. Individually, I'm going to boil it now. Okay, then. Either we're going to share that or we're going to have to do it at different times until it's condensed back down. Okay, pressure's off. If these balloons burst, then it means you are adding more and more pressure into the module. And by then, the alarm should be sounding, because if you keep going, the module itself is going to explode. And quite rightly so, because space is going, you know what? I'm going to play tug of war on the outside of this fucking thing. It's trying to pull it apart, right?
Yeah.
And then now you're giving it more pressure, and it's like, you know what? I just need to give it a... Everyone's then all dead. First they'd have been pressurized to fuck, and then they'd have had their eyeballs sucked out of their sockets. Gee me, if they survived that, they would be absolutely psychosis. Yeah, if you survive something like that, you need regulating, and if you don't, well, you can die, yes, but you can also become quite mad, crazy, mental.
Yeah.
It affects your mindset. And then it makes you look at that and go, how can we deal with that? I can give you a tablet if you want. or we should be having a look at science. Because that tablet's only going to work for so long. Well, that's if it's created by this way. You'll notice more and more mental ability. Why? Because everyone needs hot showers. Everyone's got immersion tanks. The council's got to make their council fucking tax. Here, look, you're overcrowded. Here, how about we have one in a fucking house? Ta-da! Come on in, energy company, you can come put your boilers in. Well done, guys, you are really fucking this planet up. Do you follow science much? Yeah, look at us, we've got these fucking degrees. Yes, but degrees are meaningless. You need to know a little bit about that. Very good, but you're also going to need to know a bit about this. Where does that come from? I wonder. Well, it comes out of the school, doesn't it? No, the school needs filling up with information in order to teach information, in order for it to be anywhere digestible, for it to be relevant. Or we could just bury it under a rug because you like making money. And then building massive towers, and then you like to go, it's you that's fucking it up. It's you that's fucking it up. It ain't me. All of this money tells you that it isn't me. If I had £1 for every time I heard that, I'd be richer than all of you fuckers. What would I call myself? I don't know. Honeyborough. Yeah. There you are. Fucking right. Right, so anyway, final one. And then we're on and off on this one. So final one is, let's take Jesus, right? Let's say this person was real, and there's been many of them, yes? Male, female, hermaphrodite, mixed up, all different races, male and female, and everywhere. Abundantly, divinely, beautiful, and uniquely themselves, right? They come down with all of this information, yes?
Yeah.
I'm the God of, I'm the Son of God. And everyone's like, what did you say? Well, you know, I come with messages. Nail that fucker to a cross. Now, that sounds all very good and dandy, right? Problem solved. Everyone breathes a little bit easier. You know what? We can't deal with living legends. We can't deal with living gods. Why? Because we're so used to writing the fucking narrative, right? We get to watch it on walls, on pyramids, and inside temples, and stuff that's underneath the ocean. That's why you can't dive that deep, because there's so much hidden stuff there. Yeah. And we like to look at the wall and go, it says this, 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 and this. Do you agree with that, king? And the king's like, no, that's not right. And then someone else goes and says, this, 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 and this. Wait a minute, that no one has any leaders and that they shouldn't... No, doctor. Nah. You're not working towards your scholarship. Now, off you bugger off and get someone else. Next, someone else says, it says that all kingdoms are run by one person and that loads of people around them are to earn loads of money. Fucking put him in the papers. Get him out there. Get this person out there. Fucking well done. Oh my God, beautiful. See everybody else trying to be doctors? Do you see? This is what talent is all about. Fucking look at it. Wonderful. And then we find another one and it's like, sir, it said this. No. Okay, fair enough. Let's go there. And again, it said this. No. It said lick the arse of all elites on the planet. Get him in the... See this? Do you see? You want to be like this? Come on. Look at this. Give him money. Fucking throw his money at you. Come on. Don't pick it up. It's all right. We'll get other people to pick that up. You're a fucking good person now. You've got money. You don't have to pick this up. It's all right. This is artificial stuff. We give you the real stuff in a bit. Well done. And then a living one comes down and says, hang on a minute. It isn't like that. It's like this. And then you could imagine all of the Romans in that position and anybody else that was holding a religion like, what's wrong? Nothing. I just feel the divine essence rising up inside me. It looks like you're almost shitting it. Are you all right, sir? You look a little pale and a little sweaty. Hey, yeah, this guy, have you heard him? Yes, that is, I definitely did fucking hit a bastard son of, I love you, God. Yep, that's right. Fucking bastard. Anyway, so they're sitting there absolutely shitting it. And I'm like, we got to do something about this motherfucker. He's going to blow everything for us. What do you got? I got some nails, I got a hammer, and I got a pagan cross. We actually found this. They were carving this in trees. What should we do? We should nail him to it and kill him. Or her, or it, or them. Do you know what? Just with you guys here, you make me feel better already. We can't deal with the living ones. What we can do is we can listen to all of the shit that rolls out of his mouth. Then we kill him, he become legend, and then we can manipulate all of the things that he said to support us. How's that? That sounds good, doesn't it? Well done. Well done. Anyway, and then we praise around it like it's all correct, and it really wasn't. Make believe and all the rest of it. If people ever get close to the truth, we'll just tell them that we made it up. That there was no such thing as Jesus. We just made it up. We would just spice the story a little bit, embellished. We could use that as a backup. Anyway, so we keep going, blah, 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 blah. And then we look at Jesus, right? And then we say, what happens if he had more time? So he is worthy to bend fate like any other humanoid. If not, he'd have come down as a lamb and gone, ba, ba, be, ba, ba, and everyone would have been like, what the fuck is it saying? Get in the fucking pen! Oh my I'm fucking nerve of this lamb. It's just, it's almost like trying to talk. No, that's, I got some tablets for you. That sounds a little mental. Come on, eat these, that's it, well done. There you are, good lad, good fucking lad. Even if you didn't take them, we'd lock you up and we'd force you to take them. Fucking lambs are talking, Jesus Christ. Next thing you're going to tell me, they'll be able to build spaceships and get off the planet and save us all. Huh? Alright, so you understand, yeah, so all of that sort of shite. So that wouldn't work, so the father was thinking, I don't believe father, but, you know, I'm not religious either, and I do believe in a divine, but it's not religion, it's different. They were thinking, how can we get through to them? They won't listen to animals, I wouldn't listen to an animal, I understand that. So how can we do it? Well, and then Jesus is like, you know what, I'll fucking go. Alright then. Do you want to know the outcome? There's a possibility that can go two ways. You all have the same capabilities as they do as being able to bend the fate, because you're going as human. Well done, you. Yes, I understand that. And it can go in two ways. One is that they could get jealous and you begin to rise and your beginning starts here and you begin to go up. Then you go in little valleys before you get there. Wonderful. And then all of a sudden they can kill you. And then depending on how much time in the now that you have, you'll only be able to get out so much message. So speak fast, think quick, and speak in parables. Sounds easy, simple to remember. Off you go. Or and then humans kill them at a certain ratio, yes? And then Jesus comes back because it's his type of role. Well, how was it? Well, as it's expected. Thought so. Okay. Right, and then Jesus went over in a corner somewhere and started crying. Oh no, I'm a human. No, he didn't actually. He was like, I'm going off to the others. All right then. May the best vessels win. Yes, that is the saying. And then he goes off to other vessels, coming out with the same stuff, you know. He starts going up in a path. And what's more, he begins to do this. Fucking hell. Oh shit. Oh fucking, I ain't got enough pen. And then he dies at like 100. And then humans are like, you know what? We know everything. Look at this. Look at that. Look at this. Read this. Read that. Look, we know everything. All those 33 years. And in 33 years, he only managed to say about that much, because most of it he wasted. You know, he had to go and spend a lot of time in the wilderness. He had to go and get like that with the divine. Mwah! I love you guys. Anyway, and girls, I love you, species. And then he's only got this much, but then he lived to 100 with these ones. Now, I'm not a fucking calculating guy, but fucking don't need to be. Just hit me with some common sense. Okay, there it is. Which ones truly know the full story and who has only got a piece of the puzzle? These ones have got I know, they've got a Leonardo da Vinci portrait.
Yeah.
You've got what? A fucking stamp?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what happens, because this is the bit that you couldn't know but could only predict, right? You can run this into a computer if you want, and the computers will tell you the same thing. That if he'd have lived to here, because remember, all of these dips, he would have been prodded at. They would have prodded him, kicked him, jabbed him, pushed him, moved him, pressed him down. They would have thrown every fucking weight on him. The cross, the symbology of the cross is heavy. It's heavy, right? But he walked in symbology with that load on him. He wasn't carrying a cross, but he was probably towards the end. But what it means is all of that religious suppression on him. They wouldn't have been nice. They would have murdered his sheep, no doubt. They would have poisoned his crops. These bastards, these are what they're all about. Anything but control they are control. They would have tarnished his lands. They'd probably come and found salt water pails of bucket. This is how far they would go. And they would start tipping salt water all over his crops. Anything he talks to or is around, they will be out there sabotaging the arse out of it. He keeps sheep, they will fuck it up. He makes someone see, they will cause them to go blind again. This is the type of pressure that he was working against. And everything he said in one way, they counteracted it in another. They were probably causing him lots and lots of shit. Not Judas, that's the obvious, right? The hidden, the sneaky bastards that keep pressing down. And then when he's dead, they feel like they've just got victory, but it don't feel like victory. Well, victory is an illusion because they believe in superiority, right? And people that believe in superiority are so fucking blindsided. Come on, man. It's like they're horses with blinkers on. You believe in superiority. Who the fuck told you that? No one. It was Jesus told us it. Yeah, okay, sure. Yeah, of course. Told you about superiority and it was a man's world and everything else. Of course he did. Yeah, fucking right he did. Now, it sounds human-made to me. In order to bolster one's ego of importance. No thought done in that at all. And you look up at the stars and think, wow, there are loads of stars everywhere. There are lots of planets. There's lots of life forms. Have you seen how many elements are here? Have you seen the abundance of everything that there is? And then you went, but there's only one star. Just one star. No other stars. There's only one planet. One planet, one star, nothing else. You look up at the sky and you see nothing else. Oh, then that would speak to... But when it's said that we are the superior ones, then just run it by me, just really quickly, if you can, for a second. Why are there so many stars? There wouldn't be any need. Well, they're just to give us something to look at night. Well, you're supposed to be asleep, remember? Because you've got to be up early for work the next day. You're not allowed to have a life, are you? Can't look up and question anything. No, heads down. Quick, get to bed at night. You mustn't follow the stars like the ancients did. Because if you see stars, you'll know that I'm bullshitting. Oh, yes, we will. We can smell it oozing out of your fucking book. How the fucking hell did that transfer? It's bollocks, mate. And then what? If there's only us, then we believe that when we kill something, it's over. Hey, let's just do the maths quickly. You believe in eternal life? Yes, we do. You believe that you're going to get to eternal life? Yes, we do. Then when someone comes saying that they are the Son of God, you think that you can kill them? What the fuck is with that? So you believe in eternity, but this person is eternal, and you think that you killed him. Because that's the end of it. Over. Oh, here you go. It's a fucking few shillings for you, Romans. Thank you for executing him. Well, that's all right. You said that we were going to go really far in this world, that you were going to establish us and give us loads of hash. That's why we're called assassin. Hashing. We take away your hash, you go kill, we give you back hash. That's why hash is illegal, not because it causes mental health. Because if it was, then there would be big fucking governments kill, maybe, or councils, or whatever, causing depression since 1850. Right? I'm only joking. I'm just taking the piss. Come on, you guys will laugh with me, but still. And then the message is gone, flatlined. Well, what if it isn't the way you think it is? Like, it's not abundant. Oh, we're the only ones flying through this abyss. Even though every single fucking religion that has ever been made, or Egyptian or pagan, has always believed in something. No matter where it's come from, no matter how old it is, it's felt it, not belief. It knows it.
Yes, someone came always to the...
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And then built these beautiful structures from it. And yet when we've got people fucking power fucking sucking from people, everyone is so broken that they don't feel motivated to
There
do
are no
anything.
structures.
And then what have we got?
Yeah, nothing.
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 Roads that get potholes in it. Fucking hell. At least Romans, come on. Do you not teach anybody anything about road building? I mean, a fucking heart. It was because of the volcano is what made the roads last. Even their statues lasted well. In Pompeii, was it?
Yeah.
Yes.
And Herculaneum. But that's one place, isn't it?
That's one particular place, yeah.
Yeah, one place and 2 towns on each side.
Anyway, so if then, let's say Jesus, right, would have, you know, he wanted to punish Jesus and he was just like, you know what, fuck it, kill me. Feel free. Because he knew an important power that he didn't need to announce to anyone. And what was that power? Just because you don't listen to it, it doesn't mean that every other life form follows the same blueprint you do. Nail me, baby. Make it good. Because you weren't punishing him. You were punishing yourselves. But you would never have listened to it, so there's no point.
They made him immortal on Earth.
Immoral on Earth, then he goes to other planets with life forms, and they rally around him. And what's more, what happens if he didn't create that spark at 33, but they saw it in him when he was born, felt it in him when he was young, and rather than suppressing it, they worked to pull it out of him. They helped him. And then you understand that vessels that do that, as opposed to the ones that create suppression, which ones go further?
Creative ones.
And which ones don't go very far? And then you would have to believe that every life form is equal to you by your standard measuring stick. And that is stupid. That's like saying that all life forms that you will come into will have arms, they'll have ears, they'll have eyes, they'll have this, they'll think like us, they'll build the exact same shit we do. But then that doesn't work for superiority. Okay, all right, it's better. Let me get my doctor's title ready. They will be beneath us. Now you're thinking, do you ever felt like working for me? I fucking do, in fact. What do I get? You get to bitch above other people. Well, I mean, where do I sign? Well, you don't sign. Oh, okay then. You just keep being you. So these other life forms that are out there, they are like this, and humans are like, I can't reach this stratosphere.
No, it's not like that.
No?
No, you know.
And then why are we so concerned about aliens coming to us then?
Are we or
Look,
only
if
just some
aliens come,
people? Yeah.
we'll make these really big bombs and we will blow them up. Right, hold on. Let me just process that for a moment. You mean to tell me that beings that have traversed many fucking, gotten over a lot of stuff, are gonna come to
be blown up?
Wait for sticks to be flicked at them?
Yeah.
Man, they would fucking wrap your planet in a bag and fucking toss it over their shoulders and make you into pets. Fuck, why do I like to be that? I would not. Fuck that. And let's hope they don't eat life forms like you do. Let's hope they're vegetarian.
Let's hope we are disgusting too.
Yeah, let's hope we taste bad as well. And smell. Oh, fucking, yeah, planets do smell, by the way. And life forms will have a unique smell to them based on the water. Water smells. Although we can't smell it, we're like, I love the smell of rain. Other life forms are going to be like, fucking hell, that stench, man. No, it's fucking bad. Why does it smell like stale washing? Oh, doesn't it smell like stale washing? Do you find this body smell like stale washing? Oh, fucking hell is that? And you'll smell them and be like, I've never smelled anything so fresh. I might bottle this and stick it in a product and sell it for fucking washing powder. How did you make it like that? We purified all the water and everything else. And then we had pure life. What did you do? It smells like you've been washing it in shit. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Do you want to come to dinner? No, it's safer if you come to us. And then that would be like something, innit? It's like, hey King, do you want to come to a council estate and come and eat some dinner here? There will be shit all over the floors. It'll be a council house, you know, saffron housing style. A little bit like Bunwell. Let's go there. Come on, come and have a meal with me. Come share Christmas with me. Come on, there's the spirit. Come on. And you'll be like, fucking hell, is that smell? Yeah, I just made some food in this shit. Come on, look at this. This is fucking great stuff. What the fucking hell is it? You can't tell what that is? That is fucking fine great, that is. Oh, I think it's safer you come to mine. Oh, fucking hell. Where did you learn how did you make life like this? I didn't. Your systems did. Wait, what? I know. Fucking being in this is wonderful, innit? Smell that fresh air? You smell it? Ooh, isn't that good? You smell that fucking toilet. There's been loads of people shitting under this house. Do you want to go for a shit? You might as well add to it. It's like adding your signature to it. Some of it will flush away and some of it's going to seep through. And the dog shit under the boards. I mean, come on. Come on. You're a dog person, aren't you? Come on. You fit right in. Come on. And it'll be like life forms as well. It'll be like that. Like, sort of... What the fuck is that? No, I don't know. I can't smell anything. Got used to it. What the hell is it? I don't know. That's life. And they're going to be like, fuck. I thought you said you were intelligent. We are. We are fucking intelligent. Well, why does it smell like you're not? That's what God gave me. Yeah, but God gave us too. Are we talking about the higher power? Yes, we are. You give us this too, you know? And we were like, how can we make it better? That's what God's looking for, isn't it? I wouldn't say that round here. You want to avoid crosses as well. They might nail you to it. I wouldn't be saying that shit if I were you. And then they would rewrite a whole fucking book around you of all the things that it is not what you said. Real life? No, we don't do that here. Artificial and stage and acting? Oh, we do that here. Oh, okay then. Do you sort of understand that there's like these sort of weird smells, and it's like living with animals, really, isn't it? Oh, fucking cats, mate. Jesus fucking Christ. It's a good job you guys go outside to do your... Oh, man, you do stink. You ever noticed that? We could smell that in Thetford. You knew who had dogs and who had cats based on the smell. Mm-hmm. Oh, you got a dog? Yeah, how did you know? I'm just psychic. Everyone's looking at me like, you're full of shit, man. Yeah, they got cats. You can smell it, man. You can smell it. Oh, it's fucking brutal. And they're just like, oh, I didn't even know. Yeah, it's amazing what you can get used to. Shit you can get used to. Literal and figuratively. Is that a good enough word for you? Hey, Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas. And also Pagan Christmas. Happy Hanukkah? Is that another one?
Yeah, that already been, but you can still say it.
What do you say everywhere?
But everywhere.
What do you say? Merry Christmas as well, or do you say Jesus Christmas?
I don't know.
You do baby Jesus, don't you? Other places do Father Frost. Some places do Santa. Some places do Father Christmas. Some don't do any at all. Visit the Star of Bethlehem.
Feliz Navidad is in Spanish, isn't it? Merry Christmas.
Is this Christmas tree pagan tradition and stuff?
Yeah, I think so. And Vesele Vánoce in Czech. And I don't know how Russians say. What do they have? They have Father Frost, but...
Yes, Father Frost. Maybe we should get outside and go follow the deer. We'll go and pick out some fly garret.
Yeah, maybe.
No, you should never do that. It's poisonous in the wrong quantity. It's very interesting. Pretty cool. So yes, when we understand life forms of how long they are, and if they weren't so much bogged down and weighed down, would they find their path quicker? That's a question. If they were able to find their paths quicker, how much more could they move humanity in that?
Yeah.
How further could they move humanity far forward? And then, how much more forward could we be as a species if we were under this principle? As opposed to jealousy and fire the cannons and pull it down and it's extinction. So yeah, I often ask that if this is like this is one scale, then is it possible that other life forms are more advanced, less advanced, which we already know on the same planet, that there is more advanced, there is slightly less intelligent, slightly less intelligent, slightly less intelligent. But one thing we do know is that there are intelligence in each one of their own fields. Humans seem to be able to be a collective of all intelligences come together. That they could be a worm if they wanted to. They could also be a mole if they wanted to. They could also be a bird if they wanted to. Shit me, they can even be stars in space if they wanted to. They can be given a planet or they can create their own. They can be given an environment or they can create their own. If they're selfish, it destroys. If they're selfless, it grows. It also has parasites, I do understand that. But even then, you find the balance for those two. Doesn't mean get rid of all of them, it means keep some of them. But be able to impact their numbers enough to keep them small. Wonderful. And with all of this capability, and it doesn't have to be done inhumane. Oh my god, they're producing too many spiders. Here's a little contraception pill for all of you little spiders. Yeah, it's not cruel, but it's, again, and the moment that you stop and build the numbers, okay, now this can be done. And therefore, that is not inhumane. It's probably more inhumane if the numbers get big and then you're like, all right, woo, fucking hell. All right, they're gone. It's probably keep the numbers small and don't let them get big, because, again, is that seen as cruel? Well, I would have said not. Not really. They wouldn't have wanted it by a choice, but they don't know what's best for them if they needed choices in order to know what's best for them not to devour the whole crop until it's gone. Locusts. Again, they do not care. And that extinction event for them can also cause an extinction event for you, animals, and anything else. Again, they're like little fucking... They're not little. They are like fucking extinction events in motion, those things. You ever wanted to know what extinction looks like? That, if you could see it. That's what it looks like. No, fucking hell. That's like been programmed and off it goes and devours crops and stuff. So, you know. Yeah, I think I covered what I wanted to cover. I've had fucking fun with this one. Yeah. So, atmosphere's expanding and contracting based on what we do. We learn backwards. That's the thing. The past teaches the future and the future teaches the past in this sort of moment. Not 100% well. It's much more done when it goes backwards in the longer ratio of teaching backwards in resurrection, if you believe such things. Up to you. But yes, when we start building modules and understand pressure and too much pressure with too much cooking, and if it gets too hot and it starts sweating loads of food and we're wasting lots, we start seeing a fucking bolt, the fucking seam start expanding, and then we're like, ooh, well, that's a piece of information that we should have learned. Wow, so if it's doing it here, does it do it on the Earth? Have we been doing it all this time? And then hindsight. If I can introduce you, hindsight is a belief that you see it backwards. But you can see it forwards if you just think about it. This is hindsight. Looking backwards.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Right, I'm definitely going to leave it there because I could go on more. I really could. I feel in that mood. So 2 hours later, and I'm still full of beans. I got into the mode on the video before and Anyway, let's leave it there.